welcome back to another episode of World of Tanks with Ngini Titan. This video is a little bit later than I anticipated. I thought I could run out earlier in the week. However, I had builders in and there was a lot of noise during the day and I had no heating because my boiler had packed in and I was going to replace it anyway, so I needed to build a new boiler house because I'm going putting external insulation on my walls. So I look forward to that. I can have a nice cozy house in a month or two's time. However, we're on the Dragon, Type 62, premium Chinese light tank on Redshire. And yeah, I don't get Redshire that much actually at the moment. In fact, this is going to be a double-hander. There's going to be two Type 262 games. And the second one is on a map that I see even more rarely, probably because it only shows up at low tiers. So, pull up here to the forward bushes to see if we can spot anybody. We do get spotted by people, probably T-71. A lot of enemy light tanks have taken the hill. But we didn't see anybody crossing over to the zero line, and our tanks have reached, well, the zero line without running into any enemy opposition. So I think the enemy have engaged in a bit of a living train here, and this is actually kind of common, I think, in the current spawn locations on Redshire. Now the temptation is to go to the hill in the centre, but the problem with them is they go to the hill in the centre but they don't engage in tanks then that are coming out from the zero line. They directly engage the tanks in front of them and get sucked into a battle on the western the western side of the map. There is one VK2801 going back to try and, but he's way too late and he'd have been better off actually staying possibly where he was. The artillery of course didn't move, didn't recognise the fact that their western side, the zero line, wasn't defended at all and just held their position, and now the enemy are in real trouble over there. Okay, we've slight numerical advantage, but we also have the advantage that we can fire into the position from here, or at least I can. I think I'm probably the only one. But there's the two mediums are on the hill as well, engaged in a long range. Some ways I think engaging with light tanks at long range is possibly the best way of doing it. You probably have a better chance of hitting them than trying to hit them when they're up close and you're relying on the speed of your turret rotation, or the speed which your tank can rotate maybe, or the combination of the two, to try and get the gun to catch up with them as they circle around you. That Rudy should not have stood still. And don't think he ever realised that it was being fired into the rear from behind, or from across the map. And that's that situation cleared up. With us 5 tanks up and the enemy now completely wrapped up into one corner of the map where there is no escape, essentially. And we, well, modest score at the moment. So we come over the top, see what's to be seen, and there is the gun depression is going to be a problem always. The VK gets away with the SU-85, way too late to go back and do anything about things going on at the base, or even relocate to provide more long-range fire support. I mean, the most place you could escape to was already compromised, and I've been just setting fire. Nasty, and I repaired prematurely as well. Didn't realise that I'd done that. That could have been a lot worse, because I could have lost the engine and a whole bunch of other things as well. Second time round. Just got away, lucky I got away with just damaged fuel tanks. Now the IS is doomed essentially. He's cut in the middle with well, I don't know if there's anybody else besides me shooting at him. Yeah, somebody else got him there at the end, so there's somebody else besides me shooting at him. And we're now just got 2 of them left, and they're just over there in the corner of the map. Wait for people to find them. The VK that I had the gun depression to shoot earlier on is one of them, and the Churchill gun carriage is the other. And again, I'm not going to get close enough, I think, to actually get a shot in. Or am I? Oh, I am. I've got a ninja to kill. And that leads to a victory. Yes, we are getting a lot of lemming trains recently. We're also getting a lot of behaviour, I think. Things that people shouldn't really do in the World of Tanks. So we got 5 kills, 1400 damage. So it's a good hard-hitting gun in this tank if you can keep it going. Usual with Soviet and Chinese tanks. We came number 1 by experience. And now we're going to show another game, which is on Kormarin, which is a battlefield I very rarely see anymore. Or at least haven't seen for quite a long time. Probably because I don't play at low tiers. So we're playing at tier 6? Tier 7? Yeah, tier 7, and I think that's probably the limit for Kormarin, or must be fairly close to the limit for Kormarin. Kormarin's a really tiny battlefield. If you get into it with the really high tier tanks, you're basically spotted in the base as soon as you start almost. Now I'm going up to this location here. It's a pretty good location for getting spots. It's better for tanks with gun depression. It's a more difficult spot to run when you don't have gun depression. But in this particular case, we got to see a lot of enemies right at the very start. And they're not coming on very strongly on this side. So we've got a few going into the town. Not many. Which is good, because I actually think going into the town in the middle is actually a bad idea. It's a poor decision, and there's some of our guys going in, but a huge amount. It's more of a heavy tank thing, but some of them are just staying back on the road, the causeway, going into the town rather than pushing on into the town direct. And we've had a guy that just drove past me there and got taken out. Getting a fair amount of that YOLO type behaviour as well. Although generally it's more of a light tank thing. Just people driving forward till they die. Maybe he just didn't like the map and decided to commit suicide by enemy fire. So we've got a couple of tanks lined up. We have an M4 Jumbo, is this? An SU-152, don't want to be in front of the gun with that thing. He's pretty far back. Not sure what he's doing far back like that. Be better off if he was up closer to the action. We have the advantage of cutting in and out from behind buildings, whereas he is stuck in an open location now. Managed to do a nice piece of damage to the Achilles, and we're still, getting some hits in, and we've also pushed past the ridgeline here. So the thing is, we're in a very strong position on this side of the map. Ooh, artillery, yes, no, I want to see artillery. Yeah. No, hit him again. Somebody else finished him off. Now these guys, I spent a bit of time with these guys. They're on the wrong side of that rock, and they're not actually giving me much to work with. But the thing, of course, is that if they're not giving me something to work with, they are giving the guys to the west something to shoot at, because there isn't a lot of cover up there. I think it's the KV-13 that spotted me, and I fired there on the move, but I could have waited until he stopped and got myself to kill. Object 244, is he shown enough to shoot at? He's shown enough to shoot at, although we didn't hit. I think that just bounced off the surface. Now he's turned his tank a bit, he's pulled back, and guess, blind fire, nothing happened. Somebody's bouncing shots over there from the middle of the map, and it's only a matter of time before they work out some place to hit me with that'll hurt. So we're going to keep driving, and ooh, that was T-34-85, I think. Punched one straight through. Good gun on that. There's the Sherman, and we don't really want to mess with him. His frontal armor is going to be pretty good, but I think this tank might just have the wallop to get through it, at least in the upper levels of the frontal armor. And there's the 152. Like I said, his gun is not pointing at me, so we'll wait until we have the gun depression, and then we point down. The other tank is gone. Center of the map is, well, somebody at the time to send a shot. The E-25 sent a shot across here, but I'm going to ignore him because there's a couple of tanks down here in the corner, and I'm in a position to really ruin their day, so to speak, because I'm coming in. They're already facing up against superior enemies. And now I get the chance to slip in behind them. Thunderbolt is first simply because he's nearer and he managed to miss. We got around him, we got tracked, but we repair our tracks and we just stay beside him. I don't know if I can get a shot through the frontal armour, but we definitely get through the side armour, and away we go because the other guy's after me, and I'm not sure if I can again punch through the frontal armour here. He misses. Now, if he came up after me, it would have been a lot trickier, but he goes down into the water, and I know that he won't turn very fast in the water. So I have another opportunity to get around behind him and start doing to him what I did to the Thunderbolt earlier on. Now he punched around through the front of me alright and tracked me there again, but we've done enough damage at this stage that we should be able to finish him off and get the win. And that is a better score than the last time actually. We did almost 2k damage this time around. A lot of it down to the 2 Shermans at the end, admittedly, but at the same time, you know, you can put your tank into position. Didn't pick up as much spotting damage, I suppose, although 243, it's kind of low. Spotted a lot of tanks, but not too many were shot in comparison to, I suppose, what I might have hoped for. But we got a first class mastery out of it. And a number 1 by experience as well, after the Churchill 7. So, Type 64 in the top 3 as well. Another very good tank. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you all again soon. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please press like, comment, share. It really helps the channel out. And if you have not already done so, please subscribe to the channel. I will catch you all again soon. Bye for now.